Hey guys, welcome back to MagiCorp. So, unfortunately during that cut I had a little bit of a technical difficulty. For some reason my sound, or at least my microphone, just spontaneously stopped recording. I'm not really sure why, because I don't have a key binding set to stop recording, so yeah. Luckily the game still recorded, so I'll at least be able to show you what I did, even if I lost all of the commentary on that video. So we're just gonna do some cuts and, do this video as a bit of a catch-up. So the first thing I did was I activated that portal to Alfheim like I said I was going to. And then I just threw a whole bunch of materials through so I could stock up on all the next level of materials, all the elven stuff, like the Elementium ingots, the Dreamwood, Dragonstone, and the Pixie Dust as well. So got a whole bunch of that stuff, so we'll be ready to go. Since I had it all created anyway, I also decided to build some Elementium equipment, specifically the armor. I made a full set of it. It's kind of a step up from the mana steel armor in that when you're attacked, there's I think like a 10% per piece chance that a little pixie will fly out of your armor and attack whatever it is that attacked you. So that's a nice upgrade. I didn't do any of my swords or mining equipment or anything yet, because I wasn't really sure what all I wanted to do along that line. And once that was taken care of, I then moved on to actually fulfilling an order that we've had on our board forever, and that is the 2 Fire Wand focus. So yeah, I just put those together real quick. It was just a crafting bench recipe. The most problem with it was that it takes the fire shards, which I don't have, or the Ignis shards I should say, which I don't have very many of. But still got to make our money, so I went ahead and did it and got it shipped out. So that's good. Got that off our board. That is by far the oldest order that we had. So with that taken care of, we can start moving on to more recent orders. And then after that, I kind of got sidetracked and we just kind of wandered around the base for a bit. I kind of revisited what had changed and what had happened in the charcoal farm. Mostly nothing big on that front. In fact, in the next episode, we're going to be doing something completely different with that farm, so it doesn't really matter what I said in that little section. And I also take a look at our mana setup, which is pretty self-explanatory. I now have mana being shot all over the base, but it's actually a pretty lossy system, because once a little bit of mana comes out of a mana pool, it immediately another full burst is shot at it, most of which is lost. So we're also going to be looking at making that a much better system as well. But again, that's going to be moving forward, and I was mostly just talking about it so you didn't miss much. And then after that, I decided to go over to Thaumcraft and make 2 tools that we're going to need going forward. The Pick of the Core and the Axe of the Stream. Now, the Pick of the Core is important going forward because it allows me to turn ores into native clusters. And native clusters are the Thaumcraft way of ore doubling. Without that, there really is no cut and dry ore doubling method available to me yet. And the Axe of the Stream is actually going to be useful for something as a component rather than as a tool of itself. So we'll be getting to that in the next episode, actually, or at least the next session. So basically that was just building a couple of Thaumium tools and then throwing it on the altar and, letting that go. Amazingly, both of those went off without a hitch. It was, I don't want to say boring, but it was kind of anticlimactic given my previous experience with the altar. But, sometimes underwhelming is good, especially when it means I'm not running all over my base trying to find a block. And then the last thing that I did is, since I had that Pick of the Core anyway, I played with it. I made it. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of iron out of my chest and smacked away at it in order to get the native clusters to drop. Now, I did realize that the drop rate of the native clusters actually isn't very good on the default Pick of the Core. What I have to do in order to make that better is enchant it. Once that's enchanted, I can have a much, much higher chance of getting those native clusters. And that'll be something that we'll be doing a little bit later as I get more into a situation where I need materials, because luckily, with those oreberry bushes under my house, I don't really need materials right now, or at least I'm not in dire need of it. And the ones I do need are ones that I'm not going to be able to get through native cluster utilization anyway. And that was pretty much it for the episode. It was 45 minutes, but some of that was me fumbling around. I had to take a break and fill up my wands, and I've got kids, so they pulled me away a couple of times too. So in that 45 minutes there was really only about 20 minutes of actual footage, of which I probably would have cut down to 12 minutes after I removed all the redundant bits and me blabbling on about nothing. So yeah, so I get to get a little bit done, but honestly, you guys didn't miss a whole lot. Most of the stuff I did is actually fairly self-explanatory and not at all convoluted, like building an in-depth system or putting together like a Britannia cobbleworks, which is something I definitely want to be doing, not maybe in the next session, but in one of the next couple of sessions. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the weird episode here, but you know, these things happen. But if you like this little episode, I would really appreciate the thumbs up to let me know that I'm doing work that you liked. And if you want to see more of the same, I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you want better updates than what YouTube gives, I also have a Twitter out there at twitter.com/tacomage. All of my video updates post to that Twitter, and occasionally I put up pictures of what I'm doing and, you know, what I'm playing. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks again, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.